We're midway through the final round here. You're looking at Daniel Mason Strauss from Sycamore High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. A state placer in Ohio as a junior. And he'll be meeting Levi Duyn from Venice High School in Florida, coached by Dan Kelly, a state champion in Florida and an undefeated wrestler at 40-0.
We're underway at 140, and this is probably one of the least predictable finals in terms of these two wrestlers getting here. A lot of people anticipating some other matchups in this weight class, but the two of them making it here. Duyn got a win last night where he had his opponent in the front headlock, and the opponent went out cold and was unable to finish, and that was Payne from California, who was ranked second in the weight class. Duyn is actually unranked from Florida, and Daniel Mason Strauss, the number 7 in the nation in this weight class from Ohio, as he pick up the first two.
Mason Strauss, I think, is a heavy favorite here. I've seen him wrestle before, and he is a superb athlete. We've talked about C.P. Schlater and Ryan Lang. They're terrific wrestlers. But for raw potential, Daniel Mason Strauss has loads of it. He just hasn't, for a variety of reasons, had a lot of chance to show it yet.
Well, he's showing it right now. He's got a 6-1 lead. We're not even a minute into the match.
Be interested to see if his opponent from Florida will be able to get that front headlock on him. That's the controversial front headlock I alluded to earlier, where he'll try to squeeze him and pass him out, which is not legal.
Well, certainly it wasn't called last night, and I'm not, accusing Duyn of having done it, but the situation did occur where the wrestler did go out cold, and he was on the mat for about 10 or 15 minutes, as we saw, and he went to the hospital, and Duyn advanced to the finals. And it was a close match at the time.
Payne was actually ahead.
Wow. Key to the front headlock is, if you're going to lock it, is squeeze him tight for a short period of time and then quickly execute a technique.
Second time here that Duyn has attempted a throw, and Strauss will have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, sloppy lateral drops. He's off balance when he's trying them, almost like desperation. He's pushed the panic button, got sloppy. Sometimes you'll see from some of the states that, from Florida, maybe he's dominated Florida, he's obviously undefeated. Maybe he hasn't been in a lot of close matches, and maybe that's worked for him throughout the season. Here in this big match against a powerful Ohio opponent, it's not as easy to get the big moves.
Now, actually, an interesting note on Duyn, he did not wrestle last year. He had a neck injury, and it looked like his career might be over. And he came back from the herniated disc up in his neck and was able to compete this year and win a state title. So,
well, Mason Strauss has kind of had the same thing this year. He only wrestled 9 matches in Ohio this year. He was scholastically,
nice flurry here.
That was a good scramble. Both wrestlers were wrestling hard there and did a good job. It looks like Mason Strauss banged his head, is a little tired too. That was a great flurry initiated by Levi Duyn from Florida, and it resulted in him escaping.
So as you were saying, Brian, I said Duyn didn't wrestle last year, and Strauss didn't wrestle a lot this year.
We'll talk about that maybe perhaps as we go into the second period, but as we end the first, Daniel Mason Strauss, the leader at 8-3. Mason Strauss lets him go. That makes it 8-4. Mason Strauss was 3rd last year in Ohio at 135 pounds. He lost in the semis to Chris Von Drusko, who you may remember now at Hofstra, who was a high school All-American at this tournament. And this year certainly would have been one of the strong favorites.
Wow, what a double as Duyn stepped right into it, Ken.
Impressive level change, good speed, and you're right, Duyn did walk right into it. Duyn has been careless 3 different times in this match, walking into attacks and throwing lateral drops after he's already off balance.
12-4 right now, and Mason Strauss, though, wasn't eligible for a greater portion of the season. When he came back, he won 9 matches very quickly, including 2 over Zach Flake, who we saw here at the 135-pound final. Strong favorite at 140 pounds, perhaps, but was then suspended from school right before our district tournaments and was obviously eliminated from action. So he only wrestled 9 high school bouts this year. But the talent is certainly there.
Well, a young man that we certainly hope can get it together, because the talent, like you're saying, is out there. And if get himself maybe into a junior college or somewhere and continue to develop this talent, who knows what he could do. He's certainly showing it off tonight.
I think that Ken would agree that he's still pretty rough around the edges here. Both boys are, in fact, compared to what we've seen in earlier bouts.
I would definitely agree. Levi Duyn is not showing a lot here. He's got a nice counter there. Let's see if he can finish it off. He's going to finish it off. He's Duyn's. Wow.
Athleticism.
Nice scramble there.
The crowd likes it. The crowd really into that.
Need to see.
Into that exchange.
As you're saying, I mean, he's talented, but he's not anywhere near a league of a Langer, Slater, who have dominated. And they're both great athletes as well, who've been wrestling for 10, 15 years on the circuit year-round, committed, and that's going to pay dividends for them. And in my book, an experienced, dedicated wrestler is going to be able to overcome the athlete as long as the experienced, dedicated guy is relatively athletic too.
Well, I think the issue here is, though, recruiting Mason Strauss is there's a lot more to get than you're seeing right now. I mean, when you see C.P. Slater, what you see is what you're going to get. I mean, he's not going to get a lot better in most things anyway at any level.
Point taken, much room for improvement. There's the ladder. It
There's
finally
the toss.
worked.
Less than 10 seconds
Wow,
to
he
go.
finally tossed him. Oh, 3 seconds, 2, 1.
We're going to have a match in the third period.
Very impressive technique by Mason, by Levi Duyn.
You know, as you watch this match and you were explaining it in different ways, rough around the edges, athleticism. I get the sense I'm watching a summer tournament here. I'm watching these two guys just mix it up, you know, just kind of out there with not a lot of pressure. And here we are in a national championship.
Let's see what you got.
We're just letting it fly.
13-10 now on the escape. 1:35 to go in our final here at 140 pounds. Inside
They're
trip
tangling
effort.
again. They're both fearless. Whereby Frischkorn and Wiggins were in the positions they both backed out of. Duyn likes that lateral drop. And he's got a near side cradle locked up on top of it. Levi Duyn.
Coming to life late in the second and here in the third. The takedowns put him within one. There's no near fall yet. I haven't seen a count at least.
Oh, he's got it counted there.
I don't think he got the counts. The referee's not holding any fingers out. We were kind of out of position to see if he actually had him in danger or not, but he's got the cradle. Here he goes, Ken.
Levi Duyn has got to take his time. He's got 52 seconds, but he's got to keep going towards the head. Mason Strauss is doing a wonderful, impressive job of stopping that cradle, and he did. He's not going to give up back points in the cradle.
He's broken the hand grip here, and he's going to get out and get the point.
Oh, and Levi Duyn is wasting time here.
14-12 on the escape. Mason Strauss leads. We've got 34 seconds to go, and they're exhausted.
You'd think by now that maybe Mason Strauss has decided, I'm not going to shoot that again.
Right. Mason Strauss is still winning by 2. He took a bad shot. Levi Duyn's exhausted. They're both tired.
20 seconds.
Levi Duyn needs to come up with a big move here in the last 15 seconds.
And a stalling warning on Strauss, but he's able to make a shot going for a trip. 10 seconds to go. Strauss looking for an insurance takedown. Out of bounds. There'll be no change, I don't believe. We'll be neutral, and we'll have one more start with 6 seconds.
Yes, Levi Duyn is going to try to catch his breath. Here's the replay of him throwing him and taking him to his back with the cradle. We're back to live action with 6 seconds to go. We're gonna see what Levi throws here in the last 4 seconds. Let's see if he tries the big move.
He's got nothing left.
He's exhausted. His gas tank
Oh, look.
is empty.
He is completely exhausted. I'm going to give him a hand. They entertained me. A terrific match at 140 pounds. The crowd liked it as well. And why not? They've got an Ohio national champion.
This is like the sequel to the McIntyre-Hurley match. This is the one weight class higher this year. Great bout.
Daniel Mason Strauss, 14-12, your national champion at 140 pounds.